We didn't deserve to win. Honest to God, who cares though? All that matters is the 3 points, which isn't true, but I'll expand in the video as it goes on. As you can see above my head, Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 0. Most importantly, we kept a clean sheet. We got 3 points, 2 wins from 2. We keep it moving. Our first 5 games, including Aston Villa and Wolves, and we've now got Brighton, Spurs and Manchester City to await us, but so far so good. Now, we were far from perfect. Now, commiserations before I say anything to Aston Villa. They've got a good manager. They've got a great group of players. They've got a great and exciting project, and they made life tough for us, really and truly. Big up David Raya, man of the match from an Arsenal perspective where anything is concerned. He got us out of jail. Or to be fair, big up Ollie Watkins. As an Arsenal fan, I've seen my team be there, compete against a team, you know, be better in so many metrics, but not get the goals and ultimately get the 3 points. On that, Morgan Rogers, great player, Aston Villa ran rings around Thomas Partey, ran rings around Odegaard, twisted up Declan Rice. And had they have scored goals change games all the time and they could have got something different. Fortunately for us, that wasn't the case. Now, where Arsenal are concerned, I'm happy we got the 3 points because you do need to be able to win ugly. If we are to win a Premier League over the 38-game calendar, there's going to be hardly any games where you've been perfect, and we was far from that. There's going to be about probably 5 games that echo what happened in the Aston Villa-Arsenal game, in which, simply put, you're second best really and truly over the park, and you've just got to dig deep, and people have to get you out of jail. Trossard, the super sub, which is disrespectful because he's so much better than that. And he had a hand in both goals. Saka weren't amazing, but when it counted, he had a bit of individual brilliance. Odegaard, for his involvement in one of the goals, should have got a goal of his own. You know, my criticisms would be mainly with our midfield. I think my centre-halves and Jurriën Timber, who did well today, had too much to do on the ball, didn't really have any options. Now, we know Aston Villa are going to be well-structured. They're going to be narrow. They're going to be rigid. They're going to deploy a mid-block. They're going to waste time and take the sting out of games. They're going to look to counter-attack, even though I feel that, you know, they had as much confidence in us as us, and they made us live dangerously. If this was a boxing match, we won because we gave the knockout blow. We would have lost this on points, essentially. And in the second half, I would have taken a point. I'm not going to sit here and cap. David Raya made 2 great saves. Watkins had a poor miss in the first half, you know, and he don't know how he didn't put the ball in the back of the net in the second half. I'm cool with that. Other than that, obviously, the individual brilliance made the difference between Trossard and Partey. I do think when we got the first goal, that was probably the happiest I was beyond the obvious as an Arsenal fan, because that was the only time we looked quote-unquote decent and looked like we was managing the game. Other than that, we was living dangerously. I think up until that point, you know, Raya had to make a number of saves. I don't think Emi Martinez had to do much. Obviously, he made a great save to deny Bukayo Saka in the first half. But other than that, we didn't really create anything. I remember, you know, Saka's opportunity. There was one opportunity with Kai Havertz where I think he needed to be greedy, tried to square it, didn't happen. Early into the first half, people, you know, Declan Rice tried to hit an effort with his left foot, which was a tame effort. We didn't create enough. I don't think our midfield gave enough options on the ball and provided the nucleus for our team. As you know, games are won in the middle third and they can be lost in the defensive third. Big up Saliba for that slide tackle as well in the second half. But I don't think our midfield gave enough. I don't think Declan Rice, I think Partey was the best of the 3, but I don't think Declan Rice, Partey and Odegaard did well enough today. I saw Timber a lot more. I think Gabriel and Saliba had a lot more on the ball. I think our build-up play, while I like the fact that it's patient, it's slow, I don't think we was direct enough when the opportunity presented itself. I don't think we moved the ball fast enough, and I don't think the connectivity was quite there. I think we was rusty in certain elements, if I'm completely honest with you. And I felt sorry for our whole front 3. I know Martinelli will be in for a lot of stick. I don't think he was as bad as people make out, but ultimately his decision-making is letting him down. I think Kai Havertz is a service-reliant striker when you're talking about the final third. Didn't provide him with much, and I don't think Saka was amazing today, but I don't think we provided him with opportunities where he's isolated against the fullback and can do what Saka is paid to do and make the difference. So my main criticisms are with the midfield, and I don't think Mikel Arteta will be happy. I think this was a worse game on reflection than the Wolves game, but again, we're not going to be at our full potential. It's just about 3 points. I think we need to go back to the drawing board with our existing players, but I think everybody could see we need to bring players in. I'm really only happy with David Raya. Obviously, done your thing today. Timber making his first start since his injury, did your thing. Trossard off the bench did well. A couple of players were involved in the goals, but other than that, we weren't amazing. But at the same time, they do say for other teams, you need to be able to win ugly, and we can't draw conclusions. You know, we can't, you know, do too much and just be excited that we got 3 points. We have to consider the negatives. We have to be thankful that it didn't end up worse, because sometimes in football you get what you don't deserve. Yes, we fashioned the goal, so ultimately we deserved the 3 points, but we didn't really deserve anything. If life was fair, we probably lose today or get a point. So we have to thank our lucky stars that we got 3 points, and we just need to get better. But it's fortunate, you know, because there's been many times where we've been Aston Villa, we've been better than the opposition, we've competed with the opposition, we fashioned chances, but the other opposition have taken their chances. So to know that we can grind out performances away from home off the back of last season, continuing into this one, and get performances when we're not at our best, I'm a happy bunny, really and truly, if I'm honest. Of course, as I said, the midfield needs to, you know, the play needs to be quicker. There needs to be greater impetus from the midfield. We need to fashion more chances, and we need to put Aston Villa under pressure. I do think we were living dangerously. I do think at times, you know, Morgan, Rogers just running through rings in our midfield. I do think it was too easy on occasions for Aston Villa to do such. But I'm a happy man. You look at the half-time people, they had 3 shots, 1 on target. We had 4 shots, 2 on target. We had 69% of the ball to their 31. We had 300 passes to their 134. We had 1 corner. So it was probably an even game. But I think anyone using their eyes knows that probably Aston Villa in the first half decided to at least go 1 goal ahead. And, you know, I think everybody was expecting Aston Villa, especially Ollie Watkins, with the 2 chances he's missed, to start to bang on the door. But fortunately, we stood up till we got the 3 points. Come the end of the game, they had 11 shots, 3 on target. We had 9 shots, 4 on target. So we ultimately took our chances. You're not going to see me complain. Individual brilliance, like in the Wolves game, made the difference. But we do need to be 10 times better over 90 minutes, you know. And I do think this game kind of, you know, highlighted to a degree. Maybe we could do with another midfielder. Hopefully, Mikel Merino is that. And probably another striker, really and truly. Nothing to do with Havertz, but I don't think we provided enough service for Kai Havertz. So could we get a forward that can feed off scraps? I think evidently, you know, I don't know why Trossard doesn't start as much. Maybe he's not trusted as much as Martinelli and Mikel Arteta's ideas. Martinelli's going through trials and tribulations. So if we could ironically bring in another attacker of the Trossard ilk, and what I mean by that is someone that is able to play on the left and the right to give us a bit more, I think we could do that. One does wonder with Fabio Vieira leaving, with Smith Rowe leaving, with Eddie Nketiah potentially leaving, and even rumours about Reece Nelson. We're short in the whole team, sorry. Surely we bring players in. So yeah, man, I'm not expecting us to be amazing in the second game. Fortunately, clean sheet, 3 points is all that matters. We take the good and make it great. We take the evident areas of improvement, thank our lucky stars that we quote unquote got away with it today, and try and be 10 times better, man. But I'm a happy man. We got the 3 points. My man of the match for me would be Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. From an Arsenal perspective, of course, David Raya saved us. And then I'm looking at Timber or probably Trossard, if I'm honest. But at the same time, of players that were the heroes today could be the villains, because everyone loves David Raya now. Didn't love him when he made the mistake against Spurs or Bayern Munich. Now, my point is not to catch anybody out. My point is, obviously, there's different heroes and villains week in, week out. It's a squad game. So, yeah, 2 wins from 2. I'm a happy man. You won't catch me complaining, people. It's Carnival weekend. Obviously, we've seen Man United lose and Danny Welbeck bag. Emil Smith-Rowe got his first goal for Fulham, and we got 3 points. So we enjoyed today, but come tomorrow, Sunday, the focus shifts towards Brighton, people, where hopefully we can get 9 points on the board. Because as you know, we've got the North London derby coming up, and we've got Manchester City coming up, people, and every game counts, every point matters. So it's nice to win ugly, it's nice to get the win, but there's several things we could do a lot better. So on that note, that's all I've got to say, people. On that note, let me know your thoughts. Peace.
Like